What is going on? What is going on, fam? Talking about Jess Hilarious again. And this time, she might have really ruined her opportunity with the Breakfast Club. Now, the irony of this particular situation is that I did a video about Jess Hilarious last year. As a matter of fact, I posted a video in January of last year where they were looking for a replacement for Angela Yee. And they were bringing Jess Hilarious in on a short-term tryout basis, right? Well, there was a point where it looked like she was not going to be a part of the Breakfast Club. And she went off on DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. I will post that video in the description box. Y'all going to check it out. And I knew doing that video that at some point, even if she's brought on full time, this wasn't going to work. And it looks like that is the situation here, because as soon as Jess Hilarious got the job, she got pregnant on purpose. And she had to be replaced. And she ended up being replaced by a woman by the name of Lauren LaRosa. I believe she worked on TMZ and some other things. She was brought in as a replacement for Jess Hilarious, and she seemingly has done a good job. Now, haven't really watched the Breakfast Club closely, but from what I have seen, people like her, right? A lot more professional than Jess. So when Jess comes back, she don't like it. She don't like the fact that she's basically been replaced, even though this happens a lot. I mean, she wanted to go have a child. She got pregnant on purpose. As soon as she becomes the full-time host, now she has guaranteed employment. Now she wants to have a child. She didn't want to have a child by this guy before then, right? Because she didn't have this guaranteed source of income. So she goes after she gets the job permanently and gets pregnant and gets replaced. I guess she thought that once she came back that the other particular female would be kicked to the curb. That's just not how it works. Because the other female, the show flowed very well. There wasn't a lot of the awkward humor that Jess Hilarious is known for, the unfunniness that goes on with Jess Hilarious. And I think Charlamagne and Envy like Lauren. They like her to the dismay of Jess. But Jess, the thing is this: if your coworkers really appreciated and liked you, when you came back, they would have embraced you and may have sidelined the other girl. But what I believe happened, I think they were already tired of you, Jess. I think they were already tired of you and they were already looking for your replacement. That's what I believe. How many people does Jess Hilarious get into it with while being on this show again? Now, people say, well, this is a play, Jay. This is a play. I don't think so. Jess is very serious. I think she's incapable of pretending anything. Okay? Even being funny. I got to keep it real. I don't find her to be the most funny person. Like I told y'all, there's very few female comedians that are actually funny, and she's not one of them. I'm keeping it real. I'm not going to lie here. So let's get into this. And we're also going to get into this video where she went live and she's upset. Listen, I know they don't want to do it, but they're probably going to have to let Jess Hilarious go. There's no coming back from this. Now, again, we know how DJ Envy is and we know how Charlamagne is when it comes to these women. They don't like to hold these women accountable and they don't want to have to fire her. But they may have no choice. According to this article, it says, seems Jess Hilarious has been bottling up her feelings with her Breakfast Club co-host for some time. but hopefully things work out. Jess Hilarious is doubling down on her frustrations with the Breakfast Club, particularly DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. During the show this morning, she confronted both her co-hosts for not clearing up all the noise surrounding her job security and her being a villain for worrying about it. Ever since I came back, it was weird. The reason as to why she feels this is the case is because Lauren LaRosa, her replacement while she was on maternity leave, was still in her spot. Jess did not express that she wasn't a big fan of Lauren, despite selecting her to fill in. It didn't help matters that she was taking over her segment, Jess with the mess. Well, there are people who said that Jess isn't the best as far as communicating these topics. Now, if she did pick her replacement, listen, Lauren doesn't want to go nowhere. I think Lauren had a talk with the producers behind the scenes, and she's probably reiterated to them that she doesn't want to leave. And Jess got to understand, women, when they get put in these spots, she's enjoyed being in that spot while you were gone. She doesn't want to just give that up. She could just say, you know what, I'll step away. But the fact that she hasn't lets me know that she doesn't intend to. And maybe she has some assurances from producers that she doesn't have to go anywhere. But even though she seems to have been coming around to Lauren Hilarious, didn't understand why she was still doing her segment. If she was meant to be a full host, move her in another way, she told Charlamagne and Envy. That's when the conversation pivoted to what folks and fans of the show have been saying online. Jess claims to have been seeing a lot more positive feedback since Lauren took over due to her background in journalism. Once her male counterparts entered the conversation, they implored her to stop listening to the internet. You can't let the internet win. Don't let them trick you out of your position. And that's what she's doing. But let me tell you why Jess Hilarious is losing her mind. Jess Hilarious is the breadwinner in her relationship. She knows that she has to pay the bills. I just don't see the guy that she's with doing any of that. I think Jess Hilarious is financially taking care of everything, or the majority of everything. Now, y'all could tell me differently in the comment section that this guy just has a lot of money and he's just taking care of her, which I seriously doubt. Jess Hilarious seems to me like a woman who is crashing out because she's financially responsible for her situation and she doesn't want to lose her job. And also, let me tell this too about Jess Hilarious. Jess Hilarious is a female who probably doesn't have a lot of female friends. She doesn't get along with women like that. And she wants to be the only woman around. She has that mentality as well. Because if she really wanted to work with Lauren, they would find a way to make that segment work for the both of them. It could be both of their segments, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. But Jess wants this girl removed because Jess doesn't like sharing her spot with other women. I told y'all, female empowerment is BS. These women hate each other. But Lauren I believe she's standing her ground and she doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to leave. And the thing is, Jess did this to herself. Jess is the one who decided that she wanted to have a baby right after getting the full-time position. That was a very dumb thing to do. Because what you do is you allow somebody else to be able to sit in your spot and take your spot. No different than sports. If a player gets injured or decides to hold out for more money, there's always a chance that another player could come in and take their spot, to where now that player either gets released or traded. And that's where she's at. She should have chose a better time to have another child, but she wants to be with this other dude so bad. that she wants to have his child, knowing full well the financial ramifications of that. I'm not saying that she's broke. What I'm saying is she likes, her job there and what comes with it. See, but Jess made the argument with the Breakfast Club should be looking at feedback as they can maintain the loyal fan base. What really amplified things was that fellow comedian Corey Holcomb was taunting Jess for Loren being more talented than her. It's worth noting that they have had a lengthy feud, and there's a chance that's what caused that. But regardless, Jess claims that none of the noise she's been hearing led her going off on IG Live last night. She had been feeling this way since she returned and has wanted an answer. No, you want Loren to be let go. You want her to be pushed out of the way so you can reclaim your spot. That's what's going on. And because again, these men are cowards. They're not going to make a solid decision because they don't want to hurt feelings. And also, I believe they've made certain assurances to Loren. While Charlamagne was having difficulty keeping the tone serious, DJ Envy managed to give his honest thoughts. He admitted that he felt Jess' rant was corny because they have had conversations before, particularly when it came to her getting her part of the show back. Jess confirmed that they did indeed talk about that when she came back. Overall, Envy felt this matter should have been continued to be handled behind closed doors. If you had an issue or problem or something that you felt, why didn't you bring it to the team? He then tried to put her mind at ease by reaffirming that they want her on the show and that she's not going anywhere. F them N-words. You nice. What you do is funny. You brought that energy that we needed. This at least puts the speculation that she was fired to bed, but hopefully this will bring the Breakfast Club closer together. Well, DJ Envy, what you need to do is make sure that you're a boss, or if you are part of the decision-making committee, that you put your foot down and tell her that she don't need to be doing no IG lives. And tell her that if you want to keep her and Loren, that her and Loren need to come together and make that segment work. But y'all are not doing that because, again, the Breakfast Club has become so irrelevant over the last couple of years that they think that drama is ratings. I mean, this is how dumb the Breakfast Club has gotten. And also because these men are cowards, they're not going to address the situation. But like I said, I believe they've made certain assurances to Loren. I do think she's going to be a part of that show moving forward, unless she leaves, because they're not going to let her go. They're not going to they like her. They genuinely like her. And I think they just tolerate Jess. I think they just tolerate you. I don't think they like you like that. And if you continue to spiral and crash out, they're going to have no choice but to let you go and replace you with somebody who's much better at that particular job. Because I believe they feel like they found their Angela Yee replacement with Loren. I really do. They hired you, Jess, because your supporters and all these other people put pressure on them to do so. I think that if DJ Envy could go back and find somebody else before he hired Jess Hilarious permanently, they would have. But also, Jess Hilarious was on her best behavior. But once she got that job permanently, you saw the real her. You saw the real her. So let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Let me know thoughts, like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.